It's week 13, and this means we get to showcase some of the best talent and things coming up in iRacing over the next season. It is a special edition of Friday Night Primetime, so good they even get some of the best talent, well, apart from me, around anyway. So Friday Night Primetime, 3 stages today, and we are going to have our... Whoa. Sorry, can we just cut that music a second, guys? Yeah, so... It's Friday night, what? What? Friday night MEMEtime? You guys didn't tell me about this before, okay? Okay, cue the music. Yep, we're good. Okay, there we go. Hi everyone, welcome to a special edition of Friday Night Primetime, which is apparently now known as Friday Night MEMEtime. So we're going to showcase some of the best talent here and... Okay guys, that's still wrong. Surely you can't be calling us this. Okay, off we go. Hi everyone, we're Vincent Arjuna Kankipati, and apparently we're doing memes. So hi, welcome along to Watkins Glen International, and basically Arjuna... All my notes, literally, just thrown out the window.
But that's what Week 13 is all about, Will. Great to have you back in the RaceSpotTV commentary booth. Feels like it's been a while. And what a build we've got in store for us today. Yes, it's going to be memes here today, but we start off with plenty of memes because we got Race Control ready to deal things out as well.
Yeah, we do. So we are going to be looking at 3 races over the course of today. I'm going to start off at TCR at Watkins Glen. Yep, practice has already started. Qualifying's in, 8 minutes time, then a 10-minute race. Oh, God, this is going to be stupid. Then we go over to Rallycross at Knockhill, and then we have these very fast open-wheel cars at the... Okay, wait. Can we just explain this one to me? We've got a Mercedes F1 car, and we're considering this weekend, we're putting it at the Red Bull Ring?
Of course!
Who
memes.
did this?
Memes, I did. I take full responsibility.
Oh my word. It's okay, I'm drinking Monster Energy right now, so... yeah, other sponsors are available.
No rich energy, huh?
Well, we see Monster Energies are on the screen right now, so at least we're getting all of our energy drinks in. And of course, you can go bowling if you really want to. Let's go bowling, shall we? I mean, to be fair, we should at some point do a RaceSpotTV broadcast of us attempting to bowl, Arjuna, because I think you'll be excited. About as exciting as this new series we actually came up with about 20 minutes ago when we were talking about we're going to have all of the RaceSpotTV cats and dogs, because we've got basically 4 of them now. We have the commentators actually doing the wheels stuff, and then have the animals do the pedals.
Well, how about we do it the other way around? Because at least then we're somewhat likely to do something. I think I'm at a disadvantage with the direct drive wheelbase because I think my dog's going to struggle with that. But, you know, Hugo with his G27 might be in a little bit of a better situation.
And to be fair, with the rancid noises that come out of your dog at points, I think that you'd always like struggle. You're going to be underneath. You're going to have to be dealing with all the stuff that comes out of your dog's rear end. It's going to be about as dangerous as what comes out of the rear end of one of those McLaren MP4s. Don't put the two together.
I'm not so worried about the rear end. It's the front end that my dog seems to have more troubles with.
Yeah, it's the rear end for my dog, so don't put the two of them together. Turn 7, Watkins Glen. And so we've got a car in the wall. To be fair, that's one of the places where cars like to go off the track. And I mean, I've commentated a number of races at this racetrack over the years, and I will say it is one of my favourites, but we are talking about these front-wheel drive cars, and you've got a personal opinion about these, and go ahead.
Well, okay, my personal opinion has actually changed, because when we had the Audi RS3 LMS come out, well, feels like a couple of years ago now here on the iRacing service, I was pretty convinced that these were front-wheel drive boxes. Now, however, I've had a go in, especially the new Hyundai. They're a lot more fun than normal. However, they are still front-wheel drive. They like to push. Yes, sure, you can get them a bit oversteery, but I don't know. It's still front-wheel drive. That's why we leave Tyler Maxson to have some fun.
Yeah, indeed. By the way, he's racing in the 24 Hours in Dubai next year, so this is a stupid thing. Start of this year, I had booked myself a nice flight, really nice hotel, and I was going to go to the 24 Hours in Dubai. Then I wasn't allowed to fly for some reasons that will apparently become clear to me at some point. This year, I was like, okay, the expo is probably going to be cancelled again, and the race are not going to allow fans in, so I'm not going to go. And then Tyler decides to go to 24 Hours of Dubai. So apologies, Tyler, you're not going to get any cheering from me, because I'm going to be in Vietnam instead. Tyler's doing race control today, though, with Paul Smith. That's going to be pretty cool, because, well, it's always good. I mean, I like it when they have those situations in motorsports when they force the driver to go and sit in the race control to, realise that it's a much harder job than it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because we know how much drivers like to complain about race control. So how about we flip the script and make the drivers be in race control and get all the complaints directed to them. So remember, Tyler Maxson Race, I believe it is on Twitter. You can complain about race control in today's event directly to him on Twitter. I'm sure I know exactly where those are going to his inbox, which is located in the trash can.
Yeah, about the same location as I had about 2 hours after I did a certain event a couple of weeks ago. Just kidding. I do not want to get into any more trouble in that race at all than what I was in previously. But the thing about today is we are going to have races. It's open to absolutely anyone. So if you're watching this broadcast and you thought, I'd like to do some rallycross racing, well, that's great. You can actually go and join the session. You can actually be on TV. You send a link to your grandparents and say, Merry Christmas, Gramps. I'm on TV, honest, and we might show your car. And of course, the better your car looks, the more airtime you're going to get. Only if you've actually got a decent looking livery. And we've got, apparently Lorenzo Bonda's got a livery that he threw together that he wants us to have a look at. If it's no good, we're not going to show it on air. It's going to be like when Force India got into trouble with Bernie Eccleston like all those years ago, and he managed to do an entire Grand Prix weekend without showing Force India at all.
No, I think what's going to happen with Lorenzo is I've heard there's some Comic Sans on the side of that car. So
look, we got Comic Sans on our logo now, so whoever authorized that one, it didn't come through me, but hey.
Yeah, no, that's true. Let's talk a little bit about the track itself, Will, because new Watkins Glen, you'll notice here the curb at turn 1. You remember in years of old, you could run basically all the way to the side of the wall coming out of turn 1? You can't do that anymore. It's a shame. You got a stinky slowdown penalty instead. Race control, the automated race control is just ready to slap you with some penalties. I see this from both angles. Would have been nice a couple of weeks ago when we were doing a big event and we were talking about off tracks basically 98.2% of the time. The thing for me, though, is that turn 1 at Watkins Glen, it was always the kind of risk-reward factor, because in certain cars, you'd run over that kind of like white curb at the end, and you'd end up spearing to the right-hand side. You know what? I'm sure Hugo had a couple of moments back in his old Grand Prix racing days when he was that close to slamming the wall after that. I remember so many drivers used to do it back in the World Grand Prix Championship Series. These cars, of course, are a little bit higher up on the ground, so they're not going to deal with that as much. But these cars, as you said, they're about as pushy as my ex-girlfriend. Yes, no, and I will say, full credit, I mean, I think for about a year or so, the entire TCR community has been pretty unmotivated and unhappy at times, given the state of TCR. They've been asking for more TCR cars, and look at them. Will, not only do they get one new TCR car, they get 2. So they better make sure that participation increases this year.
Yeah, because otherwise you're not getting any more kids. We've got a Honda. Hondas are nice. We have a Hyundai as well. Hyundai. Say Hyundai,
yes.
as in Sunday.
Yes.
Which is also interesting because they put some sponsors on there that implies that there's going to be a massive big series at some point, which I'm sure my NDA says that I'm not allowed to talk about, but if it's on the car, it kind of implies that something interesting and fun is coming up soon with that.
Yes, but at the same time, we don't want to be the ones to get in trouble. We'll let other people get in trouble for all of those things.
There we are. So you look very closely on the top. There's some stuff there. There's also a sponsor logo somewhere on that car, which might imply there's another potential partner involved. I'm not quite... Oh, yeah, I saw it just there. So if you look on the rear of the car, you'll be able to see exactly what I mean. But it's a nice-looking car. I mean, both the TCR cars are rather nice. All the TCR cars are rather nice, actually. And I'm sure that they're... Oh, there we are. Perfect. I didn't say it. I didn't show it. I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm going to get a WhatsApp message in about 15 minutes, so I'll tell you that one. The thing about these cars are, though, going up the hill in certain GT cars is one of the easiest things you can do in motorsports. A TCR car, a little bit less so.
Yeah, I still think it's pretty easy. I did some laps around here with Hyundai factory driver Tyler Maxson, as well as Joshua Chin, who's known for enjoying some front-wheel drive stuff. It's not that hard. I think the hardest part, Will, is in some of the higher speed corners. So,
yeah,
you know, out of the bus stop chicane, well, I guess they call it the outer loop, that right-hand sweeper. Then you've got, you know, the entire boot section. The fact that you want to be on the power, but you also need to steer the car, just makes it so difficult. And it's not my cup of tea, I'll be completely honest here. But now that I've had the chance to drive this Elantra, I'm not just biased because I drive a Hyundai Sonata in the real world as well, but I can appreciate why touring car people are fans of touring cars.
Yes. There's actually a very interesting article in one of the motorsport magazines that I'm also not going to mention because they technically own one of the competitions, but qualifying's underway, and they were talking about TCR, and they were talking about things like WTCC and all that sort of stuff. You know, the racing here is always good. It's a little bit annoying sometimes to try and figure out exactly what channel it's on the TV, in between Eurosport, and sometimes you get some stuff on ITV4 if you live in the UK, so on and so forth. We have got cars out on track for qualifying because we're still allowing qualifying to be a thing. And I actually need to move my camera because otherwise I'm not going to be able to see anything. There we are. Cover up the iRacing logo. 9 minutes in qualifying, open qualifying. Of course, the only rules that apply to that is don't go off the track and you don't get a lap. Something that I'm sure that at some motor racing event this weekend they're going to take very seriously as well. But here we're running it, I would say, Adriana, we're going to be running this event even stricter than that certain motor racing series that's going to be taking place over the course of this weekend.
If I can be frank, I think the 2021 has shown that's a pretty low bar to be hitting. But I would tend to agree. What I would also say, Will, very quickly, not focusing even on the actual action itself, teams have already got liveries for these cars, looking great.
Yeah, they are. I think what iRacing needs for 2022 is basically the ability to add a whiny, shouty, moany crybaby team manager, one of whom is married to, you know, a former racing driver, and the other one who's married to a pop star that likes wearing dresses made out of national flags. Yes. I think, you know, if we're looking for things, because we had that period of time when everyone was going, iRacing grid girls, or now it's iRacing grid persons. I think next year, the thing that we really want to see is virtual team managers that will automatically submit protests on your behalf, regardless of whether or not a car was within 200 meters of you.
It's the next step in AI race control. First, you got to get the protest done itself, and we do know that there's a fantastic quote, Will, from a World Championship driver that I was talking to a couple of weeks ago. You know why he hates sim racing? Because you can't go and punch another driver in the face after they've done something dumb in a race. Yeah, and I 100% agree.
To be fair, when I used to be a team manager, there was at least one of my teammates who I wanted to repeatedly punch in the face. We don't condone violence, by the way. Honest. But
that's
it's
only
a good
in the race.
analogy.
Yeah, but we only condone violence when we're broadcasting it live on pay-per-view for the RaceSpot Fighting Championship.
Precisely, yes. Coming in 2025, once Fight Island finally becomes available to us.
Oh, no. We're going straight to Speedway, Indiana, and we're broadcasting it from the Snake Pit.
Oh, yeah. You know what? The best thing about the Snake Pit at Indiana, there's two things. Number one, you go onto the track on race day, and you've been queuing up outside IMS for about 2.5 hours to get in. You have that moment when people aren't yet in the racetrack, but they've already drunk every little bit of alcohol they have, and nowhere in Indiana is allowed to sell alcohol on a Sunday until noon.
Oh no.
The other part of that is you go on a Friday, you go to carb day, and basically anyone who has already completed their college degree or doesn't want vomit all over them basically walks out the track about 1:30 in the afternoon. On the opposite side, it's like all the spring breaks in the world brought together and merge that with kind of like, Dawn of the Dead zombie invasions. They're just walking directly to the Snake Pit. I do not know why IMS have actually not streamed that live. They would make an absolute killing in pay-per-view views.
Sounds like something we can do next year. We just need to tag along with the Team i5G guys who are all going to be going along with each other. And, the most fun part about that, Will, is not just the drivers, but Michele Costantini. His dad's going as well.
That's great. And I'd enjoy the pleasure of almost everyone there. So, unfortunately, I might not be able to. I like the learner driver plate there, by the way. I think everyone's a learner driver as it stands right now. But, yeah, there's lots of exciting things, I think, that are coming up over the horizon. And we do take the mickey a lot of motor racing series at the moment. But the one constant really has been sim racing and sim racing drama. By the way, shout out to the Sim Racing Driver Twitter page, because that's been keeping me entertained whilst I've been on a little bit of a sabbatical this year. Looking at Connery Maddox. Connery Maddox then, in the number 2 car, just heading himself down to penultimate corner, and look at that. You can't see Maddox's face, unfortunately. So into the final corner comes the blob of a face through the final corner down towards the start-finish line, and I really hope that the ginger blob doesn't turn left or right into a wall, because that's really going to be disorientating.
I heard this guy's a commentator, but that surely means he doesn't know how to drive, right? Surely.
Yeah, because those that can't do teach, those that can't race commentate. It's the rule, I think, actually we have at RaceSpotTV. Can you actually turn a lap at the Nordschleife for faster than 14 minutes? If so, you're not allowed to commentate.
Oh, shucks, I'm in trouble.
To be fair, he does seem to have a broadcast-style headset, so I'm a little bit confused in this one.
I think he's just going for familiarity, you know what I mean? He's just so used to it. It's like, the baby blanket kind of thing? Same thing here.
Yeah. Yep, so Connery Maddox then on the outer loop. I absolutely hate US racetracks. Absolutely hate.
Oh, are we going to start talking about corner numbers now?
Yeah, I think it's that time in the broadcast. We've been on for at least 10 minutes now. Corner numbers. This is turn 7. This is fine. I know this is turn 7. But inner loop, outer loop, lefty loop, outer loop, heel, toe, all that. Just figure it out, guys.
Well, it's interesting you said that was turn 7, because the track map that I have up says that's turn 6.
No, it's 7.
No, I agree. But that's the point I'm trying to make. It's just...
Yeah.
Road America is the worst. Let's just be real here, because so many issues with Road America. But the biggest...
That doesn't exist.
Yeah, but the biggest issue with Road America is the people that try to defend it by saying that it's because those are the Marshall numbers. Why is it on a track map then as corner numbers?
Yeah, and of course there are certain people who know, like in actual motorsports, the drivers have a completely different track map to what the viewers, quote unquote, have, what the spectators get. And they have like 13 times the amount of corners, because they put it down to entry, middle, outer, kinks, left, right, everywhere. Micro sectors, yay! Let's talk about micro sectors. Can you imagine we tried to put micro sectors on our broadcast?
Oh, let's not do that. I just realized, by the way, totally random thought. Ovals. There's only one oval which legitimately has 4 turns.
Indianapolis.
Yes, and it's the best oval of them all.
Of course. And there's one oval which, well, actually, no, there's more than one oval that has 3 corners. Because Pocono has 3 defined corners, but Phoenix thinks it has 4 corners when it's 3 corners. But even if you use NASCAR rules, then it's 5 corners.
Yes. Oh, God. It's not just the Americans that get it wrong, though, Will.
Yeah.
We're going to the Red Bull Ring later. Turn
I still
2.
can't believe we've got Mercedes at a Red Bull ring. I mean,
It's meme time. It's
It is
meme
meme
time.
time, yeah.
But turn 3, as they call it, is turn 2.
yes.
Me and Lewis McClade almost got ourselves in trouble, I think, during BMW Sim Live because we were gonna make that a big point, and then we had to calm ourselves down.
You did. Although, to be fair, our pal Matt Trevette, Stadakist, who was in Munich, I'm sure he would have handled it. It was really funny, actually, at BMW Live. These little iPads that they had on the stage with them, I had absolute control over what they were seeing, and I had to be on my best behavior because also one of the BMW guys, I realized, had one as well, to see what the information we were sending them. Otherwise, it would have been BMW Meme City.
Yes.
So shout out to Matt Trevette as well. Did you see the car he got?
And me and Lewis are still waiting for our custom M8s in lieu of payment from BMW.
Yeah, we just need to go to a random airport and it'll just be there like a rare Pokemon. Am I allowed to say Pokemon on a stuff?
Yeah, I think that's fine. We got enough Pokemon fans. Poor Matt, by the way, trying to get my name out as quickly as possible. And the funny thing is he managed to do it correctly after he bumbled over it. Poor guy.
Yeah. And of course, because I've actually commentated with you before, I have to try and pronounce it correctly. There are commentators you have worked with. If you worked with for over a year, and still can't pronounce it correctly. But we won't say people's names out loud.
No. To be fair, Justin Prince has started to embrace it a little bit. I am now Aunt Juna.
Okay.
We're putting that on a T-shirt.
Okay, perfect. We need to start up our T-shirt business again, by the way.
We do.
This is turning less into a broadcast and more actually a business meeting, because it's been so long that I've actually talked to you. So T-shirts, hoodies, they're supposed to be coming Q1 2022. Oh, by the way, qualifying is over.
There's qualifying going on, yeah.
Yeah, qualifying's finished, so they get one more lap and that's about it. Smith is at the front of the race. Not seen the Smith before, but 157.495. About 400ths of a second faster than G. Garcia. Baker third, Thompson fourth, Sedgwick fifth, Wood, Hall, Watson, Bow, and I've got to say hot or hot.
Yes.
Haute cuisine or hot cuisine?
No, we've been told to pronounce his name incorrectly. By the way, we mentioned race control. Paul Smith, the man in the hat, the man with the pipe as well. Tyler Maxson, the Hyundai hat. Wow, look at Paul Smith in his control room, ready to go. Sunglasses on and everything.
Sunglasses on. By the way, they are not Oakleys, they are not Ray-Bans. They're associated with Fernando Alonso. We found that one out earlier. The pipe, I'm sure actually we need to send Miko Massi a pipe for this weekend. And even though he is in Abu Dhabi, where they have some of the strictest laws in the world on that sort of stuff, I feel like we need to give some form of a calming agent to Miko Massi over the course of the weekend. So Paul, you can send your pipe over to Race Director, Abu Dhabi. Make sure, of course, you sanitize it first. That would be really useful after the race, because what's happening this weekend? Well, that one could be fun. On a series that we're not allowed to use the official name of, otherwise we'll get demonetized. We're going to get demonetized in about half an hour anyway.
Yes. And we broke out the Comic Sans for it as well.
Have we just lost have we really lost like our Photoshop license or something? Is this what it is now?
No. We're going peak memes right now, Will. You've been away for a while, and we decided that to welcome you back, we wanted to lose all of our production quality.
Right. You know when I say in our commentator school that, you know, every broadcast matters, are we going to deliberately hide this one afterwards in case we get a massive client?
No. This is the proof that we can also be fun when we need to.
Okay, so promoted video basically. Got
exactly, yes.
So qualifying checker flag is out. At some point, it's going to flick to a screen. I'm going to have to start talking names on a grid, but we have at least 22 people who have qualified here today. And let's look at the final corner. Sunoco race field, only available in America, apparently. And that is Gert de Graaf. Don't say that one 10 times in a hurry.
What a name.
Gert de Graaf. Yeah, great name. Number 29 car. Doing the thing that I always hate in these races, and they just stop after the start-finish line. Talk about production value, and it always ruins our production value. X-Power, we don't have an MG, really.
No, we don't.
Take that skin away. We're going to get in trouble.
You talk about production value, Will. Did you notice during BMW that they all did exactly what you told them not to do?
Yeah, I know. And we were at that point where we were almost about to just disqualify most of the drivers from qualifying, so we realized that the grid would just basically be the same anyway. Okay, let's have a look at starting grid then, brought to you apparently by Sunoco and Toyota. Toyota, they don't have a TCR car, so let's go and have a look at our starting grid. Fraser Smith is on pole position, and then you've got Isaac Jan in second place, Mikel de Garcia in third, David Baker fourth, Josh Thompson in fifth, Jack Sedgwick in sixth. That is easy. Chris Wood in P number 7. There's a lot of UK and I drivers here. Michael Hall in 8th, Adam Watson 9th, Evan Dexol in 10th, Nicholas Bowe 11th, Lewin Hott in 12th, Chris Bassett 13th, Niels Teamsters in 14th, Connery Maddox in P15, Lucas Augustin Soleto 16, Lorenzo Bonda, Bartolo Gos Galmez, and Jonathan Main, Turta Karkadan, Gert Graf, is anyone still paying attention to what I'm saying? Benjamin Silva, Johannes Kurj, Alexis Timkal. Oh my god, there's still more of them. We've got a 5 name, Luis Felipe de los Cobos. Thankfully, they're short names there, Arjuna, because otherwise it would break the livery.
Yeah, the best thing is I did a race recently, broadcast live on RaceSpot. It was the race for mental health, which of course we did in partnership with Jimmy Broadbent. We specifically chose the name so it would break the timing tower.
Yeah, that's what we do. We deliberately do that. From a graphics point of view, but also because of the fact that we actually want to do something useful. Starting grid on the screen right now. We've done that one already. Move on to the next page of the script. So yeah, starting start. And they're going to be racing for a whole of 10 minutes, plus, of course, the time it takes them to get back around the racetrack. Watkins Glen International getting ready to go MEMEtime racing. Watch out for turn 1, guys.
I mean, it's meme time. It's got to be. And remember, these are TCR cars, so when they go endurance racing, they're rolling starts, but when they go sprint racing, they do standing starts. They've got handbrakes as well. Not going to be as difficult to launch as the Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team vehicle, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, indeed so. And, of course, it's about as entertaining now as it is at the traffic lights going out of my main road onto the ring road in Dudley. So let's see those lights go red, let's see the green, and we see the waving green flag. He's still waving it up and down, not round and round. Into turn 1 we go. And we've got slow cars at the rear of the field, fast cars at the front, 2 wide and to turn number 1. And we love New York as well, apparently. So they put that one on the track, up the hill they come. 2 wide, battle P2, P3, and behind them they are all deciding that they want to be a snake.
Yep, it was a good start from Isaac John, who tried to go the long way around turn 1, but then the front-wheel drive nature of these cars meant he had to get out of the power. Mikel Garcia unable to get the jump on him. We already got a car that's towed back to pit lane as well. Oh, we found Yum Guy.
Out of the inner loop for the first time. And we've got a car going off. And they're going to come back on the track. They're going to use their indicators and, of course, rejoin safely. And that's all of the cars there. And working ourselves. This is Chris Wood then, and now I need to move the camera to that part of the screen. Who's in P13, P12, turn right side, into turn 6 or 7. Use whichever abbreviation and turn number that you'd like to. There's a little bit too wide ahead as they come down into corners that are named after body parts.
Oh, and we got a car that's been spun around, but front wheel drive put the foot to the floor and save it. It was David Baker in the Pearson Hyundai, and now 3 wide they come.
3 wide, Evan Dietzel. By the way, I'm completely relying on one screen in front of me, so if I can't see it, it's not happening in my world. In towards then Hill Corner, a little bit of argy-bargy, as they like to call it in the UK. Number 22 car, that is a nice looking Atlas car, I would say. That's probably the prettiest and the most colourful, so Lorenzo Bonda did try to make a nice looking car, can't see it, but the Altus car looks incredible.
You can't see it because Lorenzo Bonda crashed.
Already?
Yes, already, and towed back to pit lane to boot. See what I did there?
Yeah. Well done, bravo. Are we giving out meme points today, or is it
I'll
just,
take them.
Yeah,
I think
points.
Paul Smith is just glad that he's not commentating with another commentator who's putting puns in.
Yeah, true. Battle for P6, Jack Sedgwick and Adam Watson then going on right now. They touch. And they touch a bit more. We're down into third base, kind of fondling there and spinning around the track. It still looks better than all the other cars on track, despite the fact it's missing a wheel.
Yeah, new damage model. Great to see that in action. I don't know who the other car that got mixed up with Sedgwick was. Might have been Neil's Testers. That's an unsafe rejoin and having to go through the grass.
Yeah, we need to tell Res Control they need, I think, about a 4-minute penalty after that one. There we are, car on pit road. It does look really nice. I tell you, actually, no, they lose points because the pit crew don't line up to the car. That's unacceptable in my book. Because if you're driving, imagine this was like a long endurance race. You know what the outside of your car looks like. You go down onto pit road again. Chugga, 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 chugga. I'm going to spin. Oh, look at that drift point. If that was another kind of like non-racing racing game, they would have got about 100,000 points, and then it all went to pot when they hit the wall.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know what? He's doing his best rally impression, because I think that is the Hyundai WRC livery on the TCR car. So 10 out of 10 in start points, 0 out of 10 on proper execution.
Also, PIAA, I remember they used to sponsor the Arrows motor racing team that take part in open wheel racing across the world. I haven't seen that sponsor in, what, 20 years now?
Good question.
Google. I'm going to Google. Sorry, you carry on for a second.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are they even still in business? I think that's the question. Meanwhile, 4-car breakaway for the lead. Fraser Smith from Isaac John with Josh Thompson. Bosch Thompson being chased down by Mikel Garcia. 2 drivers from Full Send Racing running first and 4. 2 drivers that do love a bit of touring car action. And that's why you see the Full Send Audi at the front, the Full Send Honda, I believe it is, at the tail end of the field. We got a couple of World Championship caliber drivers. Of course, Jack Sedgwick. Last I heard, because of the news that happened with the Coanda drama and Coanda leaving the Porsche Tag Heuer Esports Super Cup, I believe Jack Sedgwick has got a World Championship license. So we've got 2 World Championship drivers in our field here. As Will's still, I think, figuring out the bona fides of the PIAA.
I really am. I figured it out now. Apparently they do LED bars. So useful if this race is running at night, but it's not, it's in day. So unless you're driving in a European country where you've got to have your headlights on all the time, we've got a car going off, doing a little bit of bumping. Rallycross isn't for another half an hour, guys, or so. But that was Nicholas Bowe, number 21 car. Do you have that rule in America where you've got to have your headlights on even in the daytime?
No, we don't.
I mean, I know there's a lot of American drivers that don't even turn the lights on at night.
Yes, no, I saw one yesterday.
Half the roads are just straight anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, in certain European countries, you've actually got to have your lights on all the time.
Well, I mean, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but American drivers might be some of the worst in the civilized world.
No comment. You've not been to Birmingham, I'll tell you that.
I've driven in London, but yeah, not here. Not in Birmingham.
London's fine. You're only going at 10 miles an hour, and you can't get hurt at 10 miles an hour, so just cross the road. Don't cross the road. But in Birmingham, it's just a case of whatever. Just make up the rules as we go along. By the way, we have actually got a race going on, apparently. And Smith is leading. Smith is leading by 3.6 tenths of a second over Jan. Then Thompson is 3rd, Garcia is 4th, and Baker is in 5th place. We've got a Baker Hot Wood combination in this race. So that basically means we're getting some pizza afterwards, right?
But not anymore, because it's Baker Hot Deep Salt Wood.
That just sounds like an even more fun pizza combo.
Will, what's your opinion on pineapple on pizza?
My wife will eat it, so what we do is I order my pizza, I sit there happily and eat mine, and she ends up with stuff on pizza that I don't comprehend.
I don't want to get in trouble with your wife.
Pizza, but yeah.
True. I don't want to get in trouble with your wife, so I'll refrain from saying any more.
You've heard the stories about what happened that first time we were working with a certain car manufacturer in a certain location in Europe. She managed to scare the living daylights out of a real racing driver who thought that they could just parade around, and then she saw my wife. Okay, side by side, off we go. I have no idea who these drivers are because I have nothing to tell me what is actually going on. So our race director can at least help me out a little bit here.
I believe it's 15th, Jesus Vasquez and Bartumo Galmes, 2 great names there. Blame Hugo, I think that's what we'll say.
Hashtag blame Hugo. We should get some hashtag blame Randy, hashtag blame Hugo t-shirts as well, by the way.
We need we'll make that customizable so that everyone can get in on the blaming fun.
Yeah,
there we go.
Blame Hugo. There we are, sponsoring our broadcast here today. We actually have sponsors these days as well, apparently. So yeah, apparently someone thinks that I'm supposed to match up car numbers with names and commentate that. That's 30. Number 30 is Kuchar. So there we are. So then he's racing with Bassett. No, that's not right.
No, that's right.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah, he's racing with Bassett. So 30 in the 18 car.
Is that
See, this is what happens. I take a year off, basically, and I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. I have no idea back then either.
True. Can we zoom in? What's on the back of that Honda in front of him? Not just the learner's plate, but there's some text there.
Can we zoom in too much to make it look completely unnatural as a car camera, please?
Well, I can tell you what it says because I've gone and take a look as he bumps the wall. If you can read this, you are too close. Not close enough, I think.
Yeah, but if you're going to hit the wall, then of course the car behind you is going to be too close. I'm sorry.
No, that's true.
Yeah, it only works if you can keep it in between the white lines. And by the way, when we say the track is defined between the white lines, generally that means between the white lines or insert other coloured lines, like at this track where they're yellow. Don't say there's no white line, which means I can basically just decide to drive in the parking lot.
I like the sound of those rules, though.
There was it a South Park? It was South Park, wasn't it? Yeah. We're not going to have that. Chris Bassett, number 18 car. You can do it at Phoenix and you do it at Daytona, can't you? Even when like you're running a different layout, you can just go drive around the parking lot if you know how to do so. 18 car then. So that is Bassett battling out with Bo through the inner loop section, outer loop section down to turn 7 on track. So they went through the carousel. Now they're going through turn number 7. By the way, I'm commentating my first ever race on a Mac today.
You're commentating from a Mac?
I'm commentating from a Mac.
Shock horror.
I know. This is what Steve Jobs wanted when he was alive. He wanted to get to a point where you have a kind of like Y-rated commentator commentating from an Apple Mac. By the way, there was a commentator that used to do so and it went horribly bad. They actually had to get a PC in the end.
Battle for second. Josh Thompson slides it down the inside, coming back onto the regular part of the course. Is allowing Fraser Smith to pull away. He's now 1 second clear as Garcia tries to get up into third.
I do really not like to be talking about people sliding in and out. I don't think it matches our PG rating on YouTube, right?
I'm just talking about going to In-N-Out Burgers.
Okay, but that's a West Coast thing. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no sliding in and out. That's we're gonna get demonetized, right?
Oh, there's a white flag in the air apparently.
Oh, geez, last lap of the race. Okay, hi. So we've got ourselves. That's a Peaky Blinders car with a face mask on the back.
What's on the back of that car? Because I think I see a middle finger.
Yeah. Okay. We're just waiting. And of course now we can't see it when we want to because they're right behind each other. So even better. We'll have a look post-race and see if we can find this one out.
Oh, I can confirm.
Oh, there we are. Yeah, it is a middle finger. Thanks, guys.
Oh, it is his Lordness Alonso, sponsoring Paul Smith sunglasses since 2016.
Yeah, precisely. To be fair, they were really good conditions considering they're over 5 years old now, and he went to Spa. So, yeah, bravo. That's product quality right there. Shall we cut to the front of the field? Oh, we are at the front of the field. That's exactly what we're actually looking at right now. There's a gap of 1.5 seconds between Smith, Thompson, and Jean, and they're heading themselves down to the last handful of corners then. Smith is currently leading by just over, to be fair, a second. You might as well just pull over now. He's won the race. Unless something ridiculous happens in the last 3 or 4 corners you've got on this track. You've got a right-hander, then it's basically left, right, and you're at the end of the race. Nothing happening there with the 12 car, so Gene can't get past as they now head themselves down.
Look at those track limits.
Yeah, that's pathetic.
Michael Massey, Paul Smith, get on it.
So, because we're at the end of the race, the last time I remember this, what we've got to do now is actually talk as loud as we possibly can over each other. So don't forget, Paul Smith now working himself down into the final couple of corners. He's going to work himself towards the first of our wins here in RaceSpot. Apparently we're calling it MEMEtime, Friday MEMEtime, whatever. Smith wins by 1.2 seconds. Fraser Smith there, gap leader. Well done there, Hugo. Gap leader. Bravo. And they all hit the wall.
He's just trying to showcase the new damage model.
Yeah. No, good race. You didn't talk over me. What's going wrong? Have you not read the handbook?
Oh, no, I haven't read the updated version of it. I'm too. This is why I'm a semi nominee. I'm too professional, apparently.
Yeah, when's the whatchamacallit, the thing coming out for the voting? No, not the voting.
26. Yes, 26.
Yeah, 26. Because basically, VC.
Oh, wow. Oh, Oh, God!
Oh,
That's a showcase of the new... Oh, and it's still going on. Motors.
yes. Thanks, guys. That's a nice car.
That is indeed. Oh, and he's out of the race, apparently.
But he's still driving.
Oh, blame Hugo.
Hashtag blame Hugo. Yeah. So VCO basically decide that the best time to put an award ceremony is when basically everyone is incapable of moving. After having, in your case, results. We'll come back to that in a minute. Fraser Smith wins by 1.3 seconds. Isaac Jean in third. Mikel Garcia. Okay, over we go. So Fraser Smith then winning by 1.3 seconds over Josh Thompson. So 2 UK and Ireland drivers, 1 and 2. Iberia's Isaac Jean in third place, 1.5 seconds back. Then you've got yourself 2 more British drivers, Mikel Garcia and David Baker. Evan Dietzold NP6 for Club Diach. Lewin Hott is your highest ranked Brazilian driver. And you got Chris Wood, Johannes Kuch, and Chris Bassett rounding out your top 10. The results up on your screen right now. So yeah, let's talk about the important stuff here. Simi nominated driver. December the 26th, when basically people can't move because they just stuffed their face with turkey in your country for the second time in 6 weeks.
True.
And the idea is they're incapable of moving, so they're going to basically just go on to, what is it, on Twitch or is it on YouTube?
All VCO platforms, I'm sure.
Everywhere. And they're going to go and watch an awards ceremony. I think that's a good idea. In terms of marketing, not a bad shout.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, we got me, Paul, Lewis, George up for commentators, so 4 RaceSpot commentators. Then RaceSpot's up for an award as well against Jimmy Broadbent. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's going to go well, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it's going to be interesting. Got more races to go apparently.
Oh, what? Oh yeah, Rallycross, not killed. Yeah, that's coming up soon.
Oh, that's a crash.
Yeah. Oh, we're at Rallycross now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, already.
That was a quick camera change. I'm normally used to this taking about 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
This car is just hitting every part of the racetrack apart from the tarmac. We've got Connery Maddox, who wants to have a chat with us. Hi, Connery.
Hello. It's
Hello.
It's not normal that I'm on this side of the interview.
Yeah, you also did 2 hellos rather than 3 hellos, so that was a proper intro. Can you start again, please?
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of RaceSpotTV Friday Meme Time.
Yeah, I didn't get told it was meme time until the last second, so yeah. So you survived. Are you racing this one as well?
Well, I connected, so yeah.
Okay.
I got in before the rush. So
Where
yeah.
did you finish in the first race?
18th
or something.
Yeah, 18th. I had a pretty good battle with a couple of folks at the very end there. I did get cleaned out a couple of laps in, but that was actually surprisingly fun.
Okay.
TCR racing.
Yeah, of course it's TCR racing, and I also love the production value we're still adding on the paint. Oh look, that's a RaceSpotTV logo on the side of our car. Thanks for sponsoring us, whoever you are, in the number 37 car. So, which is the most... oh, it's Lorenzo. Take away that, thank you. So, Mr. Maddox, in terms of the 3 races here this evening, which one are you most looking forward
to? Probably the F1.
You're not allowed to say F1, okay? You've got to be careful. We've got to say F1. We've got to call it open wheel cars or something, right?
Yeah, the fake one. That's.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to ask you that question again, and if you can just make sure you don't say F1, okay? So, Mr. Maddox, out of the 3 races, which one are you most looking forward to actually doing this weekend? This weekend tonight. That's the one.
Well, it has to be the ever special Mercedes 2021 car that's used in a very famous championship you might know.
No. You haven't given it the proper name. It's the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula 1 team vehicle. That's what we got to call it.
Right.
Okay, so because this isn't live, can we ask you that question one more time?
Hang on, I gotta get full name.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Mr. Maddox, so we've got 3 races here this evening. Which one of the 3 are you most looking forward to? Of course, getting away from the fact that we've already had one of them on track.
Well, of course, it would have to be. I still don't have the name to hand, so I'm just going to have to struggle this one.
I'll help you. It's the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula 1 team vehicle.
the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula 1 team vehicle.
There we go.
That will do.
We got it.
Really good that
Just
this
saving the day
isn't
all the way.
live, I'll tell you that, because otherwise these viewers are going to absolutely hate us. But thank you very much, Mr. Maddox. We'll see you a little bit later on. Is this a qualifying race? Yeah, this is a qualifying race going on or something right now.
No, just qualifying, not the race.
Just qualifying, okay. Yeah, so just qualifying there. And bumpety, 5 drivers a set qualifying time, 6 drivers. Sedgwick, Setzels, Alderton, Bassett, Bonda, and Mangan. That was almost certainly off track. Let's see, does he get a lap time in then? 38.196. Yes, he does, up to 3rd.
It's the Irishman, Oscar Mangan, as well.
Yeah.
What's interesting layout of Knockhill. We just finished up the 2021 iRacing Rallycross World Championship, as that's a bing bong bash for Oscar Mangan. iRacing God smile on him. Look at how narrow this. Can you imagine with the World Championship driving standards, the chaos that we'd see here?
I'm not allowed to comment about that, but yeah, I know completely what you're going to be saying. And of course, there's many World Championships that take place. This is always one of the most entertaining ones, mainly because I'm not involved in it, but also because of the fact the racing is actually pretty darn fun in this.
It is. I mean, Chris Leone calls it a cage match on wheels at times. I think it's more akin to bare knuckle boxing than anything else, but it's physical. That's what we love. You know, all dirt things are interesting. It's one thing that I think iRacing just excels at, right? The depth and the breadth of things that you can do here. You've got, you know, we've just come from TCR cars at Watkins Glen. We've gone over to Scotland now in rallycross cars, and after this we'll go to the Styrian Mountains in a specific European international, I should say, open wheel competition. So many different things you can do, and a rallycross is just one of them, as Mangan to the line is a 38.096, so he should improve, but still in 4th position.
Yeah, that's good old phrase. He improves his time, but not his position. Sedgwick then still leading. Fraser Williamson, he used to commentate with us.
Did he?
Many years ago, yeah.
Could anyone understand a word that he said?
About 4 out of every 400 words, yes.
Well, he's the local boy here, so he better win this one.
Yeah, indeed.
Home track advantage and all that.
Nice looking, Grateful Dead inspired, 1970 psychedelic. Probably the last time that Subarus were cool, actually.
Whoa, I take offense to that as a Subaru fan.
I'm a Subaru fan, but that just allows me to take the mickey out of them anymore, and he's gone. Poof.
Well, that was a quiet qualifying session, and we got heat racing ready to go.
Yay! Starting grid, Sedgwick, Anderton, Williamson, Bonda, Sudik, and Ugolotti. I haven't seen Ugolotti in forever. Garcia, Maddox, Teasters, and it's a really good thing this isn't live, Arjuna. We'll re-record this one afterwards, right?
Yes, absolutely. We'll just dub it in.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, good camera angle, Hugo, thank you. So, getting ourselves ready then for the first of our heat races. What are we looking forward to here, Arjuna?
Chaos, carnage. I mean, we saw how twisty the intersection is of this track. And remember, 10 cars, only 6 will go through to the feature. So we'll wave goodbye to 4 of these drivers. Yeah,
indeed. So, getting ourselves ready for this one. Of course, you're going to see Waving Hand Man go up and down in a few moments. He's called Barney, isn't he?
Yes, we've got to give him his respect.
Yeah, so Barney, the second best flag waver in all of iRacing after, of course, Brent Aaron Likens.
That's not even a debate.
Come on, Barney. Oh, Barney doesn't even do it here, doesn't he? We just get a green flag. He's just sat there doing nothing. So, trouble. Before turn 1, so it's not important. Through turn 1, now that's trouble. That is a Punterino.
That is a Fraser Williamson who's going to be irate. He's going to need the Iron Brew out to help him calm down because he's down in 7th outside of the transfer spot. Adam Alderton, 15 years of age, cycles to the race lead.
Yep, Bonda there in 4th place. Bumpety, over they come. Back out onto the asphalt, and then they're going to turn right. Well, some of them are going to try and turn right.
They'll attempt. There was an attempt somewhere there.
That was about as committed as a NASCAR driver at Sonoma.
Oh, and look at the laughs there from Lorenzo.
Yeah. But Alderson leads, Cedric, I'm presuming we're doing 50% qualify, correct? So Williamson's going to have to hope there's some chaos ahead of him in the next couple of laps.
Yeah, the maximum you can have in a grid in Rallycross is 12, so 6 will advance. Remember, there is a Joker lap, so you've got 3 laps to the left-hand side of where we're coming at now. When you rejoin the tarmac, the long way around the regular lap takes you to the Joker. We saw the shortcut that Lorenzo Bonda failed to take last time around. He'll go for the Joker this time.
Yep, it would be really useful if we actually had some graphics to explain this on the screen. So thanks to the production team. And again, I'm presuming we're just going to edit this one into post, but just to let you know, Williamson, he's up to P6 already, so not a bad show. Cedric leading by about 7/10 of a second over Alderton. Away from our camera screens, Cedric's deciding, you know what, I'm going to lead a race that has absolutely no impact on the final race results.
Yeah, he's not at least on his roof, which is where we tend to see Jack Cedric, but Mikel Garcia has buried it into the tires, and, well, it'll be a grateful Fraser Williamson getting on through.
Why do we have so much Red Bull advertising in this thing? But hey, Alderson back to the front of the field because Cedric has crashed, or is that just our timing screen going out?
That's just the Joker. He's just gone to the Joker.
Yeah, Joker. So Alderson wins, Cedric second, Ugolotti third, Bonda fourth, Williamson fifth. And
Connery Maddock. He's made it through.
Maddox. Oh, no, Maddox. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
yes, Maddox. Yeah, the guy that we were just talking to a couple of moments ago.
Yeah. He needs to spell his name correctly, though, on his... And more Red Bull advertising.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, so Alderson... Okay, I'm going to get this one ready properly. So, Adam Alderson wins then by 3.7 seconds over Jack Cedric after Cedric has to take the Joker on the final lap of the race, giving the race lead back to Adam Alderson. Matteo Ugolotti in third place will qualify, as well as Lorenzo Bonda, Fraser Williamson, and Connery Maddox. Interesting to note there, we have 3 RaceSpot commentators, previous or current, who finished that race in the top 6, Arjuna, as the grid for race 2 up on your screen.
It'll be Sindre Setsource and Oscar Mangan, former teammates alongside one another. Dakota Fripp, Chris Bassett, 3rd and 4th, with Dorian Baptiste and Norbert Leitner, who I better hope is in that beautiful Hungarian livery for that Subaru STI, will be in 6th. Josh Thompson, Mark Stevens, Fraser Smith, and Luan Hott round out the 10 cars ready to go. And confirmation, there is that wonderful Hungary car that we saw in the Cup of Nations just, that feels like a couple of days ago. It was a week ago, if you can believe it.
I love the graffiti car, although I've got a friend who's doing a PhD on graffiti who will say that's not graffiti. But yeah, it looks wonderful. However, let's be honest here, Arjuna, that car basically decided that it couldn't be bothered to put a new livery on top of the one they used for CON, let's be honest.
No, probably not. And by the way, blame Tyler. He forgot to set the Joker as a mandatory thing.
Do we tell the drivers or not?
No, let's not. We're here for the memes.
Go for the memes. Lights on. Cars jumping. It's lights out and away we go into turn. I can't even do that with a straight face. Carry on, Arjuna.
When did David Croft jump into the booth? There's a bit of carnage. Around goes Setsource. You'll hang on to it just about 3 wide. Dakota Fripp gets shoved around. Oscar Mangan somehow holds onto it. Chaos, but that's Rallycross still going on. Herbie
I've
involved.
got a frozen screen.
Ah, okay. Well,
back.
okay, there we go.
There we are.
We'll edit this out.
I saw a crash and it just all basically went blank. It was like a Windows 98 blue screen of death. No, say that back. A Windows 98 red screen of death.
You're going old school here.
Yeah, proper old school. Dorian Baptiste in 2nd place, right behind Oscar Mangan as they come past the start-finish line. And in towards turn number 1 they come. These lap times are really short here, aren't they? Less than 40 seconds. This race is bam, 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 done.
That's Rallycross for you. And if anything, it's somewhat long in terms of Rallycross laps. We've even seen 35 seconds at some of the tracks. It's an interesting one, though. If the World Championship is back in 2022, I am shuddering at the amount of chaos that we may see as Baptiste tries to get past Mangan.
Bam, 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 done, by the way, is also what I'd call the soundtrack to me losing my virginity. We'll cut that one out of the final broadcast. But Oscar Mangan, Baptiste, the interesting thing will be, because they probably watched the first race, they might know that the Joker doesn't exist. We're going to have to find out.
I hope so. I hope they were watching on, but we'll find out this time around because it is the 3 laps. It is crazy how short these races go by.
Yep. Race done in 2.5 minutes. They spent about as long gridding as they actually do racing in this series. Oh, going off! That is going to be Baptiste then, who decides that he was going to go and give some water to the crowd. And that means Oscar Mangan is going to win from Sindre Set Source. Baptiste is going to qualify for the final. That is useful. But Mangan, Set Source 1 and 2 there.
Yeah, and that will cost him 2 spots on the grid. So we'll see exactly where he turns up. I see Matteo Ugolotti has jumped into our YouTube chat to say this track is insanely hard. I can believe that, especially seeing that middle sector of the lap.
My response will be, have you got your beeper ready? Yeah. Off. There we are. A little bit of a delay there. It's a bit like a 1950s American telephone wire thing. Mangan wins! So, okay. Oscar Mangan wins by 1.9 seconds there. So Club UK and Ireland prevails over Scandinavia. Dorian Baptiste from France in 3rd place. Dakota Fripp from the western part of the USA in 4th. And Central Eastern Europe, who also known as Hungarian, Norbert Lietner rounds out your top 5. Fraser Smith in P number 6. Fastest lap by Oscar Mangan, 38.081.
It's a lap time. That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah. Are we going to get some more memes in the final, by the way? This is starting to get a little bit boring. I mean, you said it's a meme time. We've just basically had races.
Well, Tyler forgot to activate the Joker. I think that's a pretty big meme.
Like, seriously, like, if you guys wanted to do meme races, first of all, what you do is you do IndyCar at Twin Ring Motegi.
No.
Right.
What you do, Will, is I've got this covered. If we're talking about IndyCar, you go to Lime Rock Park. You go to the night, so there's absolutely no lighting.
And then put fog to 100%.
Yes, but you put Formula V on the track. You put TCRs on the track, so you have some lighting around, and then you go and have a race.
And you can't go fast on the TCR cars because otherwise you can't see a thing. That's not.
No, that's why you turn the racing line on.
Ah, got you. No. See, what we used to do was Twin Ring Motegi, 100% fog at night. No TCR cars, just letting them figure it out. And no, you don't make it mean by putting a racing line. You got to make it proper for these drivers, all right? We still got results up on our screens. We have nothing else to talk about. But also, we used to do these whole races where you used to have the pushing thing between the MX-5s pushing a Legends car. That was always fun around Talladega. Oh, actually, no. Old school V8 cars at Talladega. Let's go 8 wide.
Oh, yes. Oh, this is the grid. How do we have 16 cars? 6 plus 6 equals 12, not 16.
Oh, okay. Have I still frozen, by the way?
Apparently.
Well, okay, so I can't commentate. I'm still frozen. So have we got a grid or we got a race going on?
We're about to get a race. We are about to get a race because the cars are ready. Engines beginning to rev. Second race of Friday night MEMEtime is about to get underway. Will Vincent will be commentating along via fax machine, I guess. We'll wait and see. Away we go. Williamson does get a good launch once more, gives a bump to Adam Alderton as they're 3 wide, 2 deep, heading down into turn 1. Set Source gets bullied once more, but just about holds on. Williamson to the inside of Alderton. He gets a bump from behind. Oh, an almighty chaos. What did we expect?
Okay, so judged upon my knowledge of this track, they're currently on dirt. They're about to go back onto tarmac.
No, they're still crashing is what's going on.
Oh, okay, so this is going to mess up my ability to do this a little bit. Let me know when they get onto the dirt, and I'll talk about the asphalt bit, okay?
They're coming back onto the asphalt now. We're coming through the final corner.
Okay, so they've basically been able to do the first part of the race. They're off of the bumpy, dirty bit. They're back onto the asphalt. They're going to complete lap number 1. Question is going to be here, Arjuna, are they going to be able to complete this race without any more carnage and chaos?
No. I mean, based on what we saw before, absolutely not. There will be more chaos and carnage. It's Adam Alderton, Fraser Williamson, Matteo Ugolotti, Lorenzo Bonder's in 4th. Race control. Can we get a penalty down for the Brazilian?
By the way, I've just noticed, seeing as I can't see a thing, that our TeamSpeak is a non-profit license.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a good thing we're moving to a new TeamSpeak in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we've just basically broken the law how many times over the last 5 years?
more times than I care to think about. There's a bit of carnage coming through the final corner. Looks like Mangan and Setsource, by the way, are resuming hostilities. That was Nicholas Sudik who had that moment. Former teammates who worked together in the VCO Pro Sim Series, heading down through turn number 1. Always love a good bit of sim racing drama, Will, and this silly season is underway right now for the Porsche Esports Super Cup. I've heard rumors of a couple of moves getting underway.
You know, oh, I've got pictures back. 8 laps. Okay, that's useful to know. We've got 8 laps in this race. Yeah. Well, because of the way that these sim racing teams actually have contracts now, it's a bit like what we had in college football a couple of days ago. Regular season finished, everyone's like, okay, you're fired. Well, in this case, in sim racing, it's like, bye-bye, I'm going somewhere else. I still really want to know what has gone on with this whole Coanda Porsche Tag Heuer Esports Super Cup powered by iRacing thing.
Oh, is it powered by iRacing?
It's not powered by iRacing. It's, what is it? It's Porsche Tag Heuer Esports Super Cup by iRacing, isn't it?
It's news to me.
Yeah, whatever. I used to commentate that one. Fraser Smith is in P number 9, by the way.
Oh, Lorenzo's dropping down the timing order. You love to see it.
Yep, he's down into P10, P11, P12. He's on pit road, basically. That's the easy thing to note. Alderton leading by 4.1 seconds over Mattia Ugolotti. So maybe some people think they have to do the Joker lap. We're not quite sure. But Alderton leading in that number 27 machine, number 21 car. That's a nice face on the side of that car. That's an even better face in the front of it. But he is going to be crying with tears coming out of his eyes, as that is Smith, who currently is, well, P9. He's just been passed by Baptiste.
He's been bundled wide. And I got told, potentially, that we'd learn about what happened with Coanda either soon or in like 8 or 9 months from now. So read from that as you will.
About right, to be fair. Because everyone expected it to happen on Monday, and that passed, and it was about as uneventful as anything. Oh, battle for P4! Boom!
That's not a battle, that's a murder. We just witnessed murder.
Yeah. And again, it's off the side. They're carrying on, are they? Okay. Reverse, forward, over a hill, over a jump. Does this hungry driver even know where he's going at this stage?
He seems to have figured it out. Just about.
There we are. And I feel as if there's going to be another incident in a moment. This is basically what we're looking at right now is what will happen on Sunday in Insert Motor Racing Series here.
What happened to Fraser? He's gone. He's not in shot anymore.
Hashtag, oh, there he is.
He's still crashing.
There we are. If he had indicators, he would have been using the indicators there.
iRacing needs... Can you imagine iRacing with indicators, how much fun it would be? So here we go. Coming back onto the asphalt. He gets into the grass. Then... Oh. Yeah. That sums up how this race has gone for Williamson.
He somehow manages to go between... Oh, and then he gets turned around again.
To be fair, that Conor Rematic would see that rejoin and get very, very angry. Yeah. Oh, final lap as well.
Oh, perfect. So, let's get serious again, shall we? Battle for P2 between Ugolotti and Cedric then as they work themselves through the dirt here on this final lap of the race. We are, however, though, coming up to the checkered flag any moment now. Alderton, with a 9.4 second advantage, sees the grey area in the rules. Alderton wins on Friday night prime time here at Rallycross World in Knock Hill. Hey, if there's not a rule, don't follow the rule, right?
It's almost as though Adam Alderton tried to qualify for the Rallycross World Championship this year. Almost as though.
Yeah.
Oh!
You spin me right round, baby, right round. We're going to get demonetized. I mean, we're not even going to get to the...
Oh, it's still going on. I think we got demonetized a while ago when you started talking about your virginity.
Okay.
Big trouble on RaceSpotTV today.
Yeah. RaceSpotTV, we've been doing professional style broadcasts since 2013. You can check more out about RaceSpotTV at RaceSpot.tv.
I believe we have, we did get a shot, by the way, of race control, meme control. I believe we're being joined by, what's his name? Lorenzo something?
Lorenzo Bonka. There we are. Hi, Lorenzo.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I am doing phenomenally well. Thank you very much. A pleasure.
Why
to be
the
here.
hell are you wearing a beanie hat indoors? I mean, you've just lost 50 style points.
It's Brazilian summer as well. There's no excuse.
Yeah, take it off. Take it off. There we are. There we are. So, 2 races down. You've got yourself a $20. Why isn't an XLR thing just poking out?
What?
There's an XLR cable that's not plugged in somewhere.
Where?
On your arm.
No,
On
it's
the- on
my-
No. On the mic arm, on the boom arm.
Oh, this. I don't know. I bought it when I bought the mic stand. It came with the XLR.
Okay, so we've got open wheel racing still to go. You lost so far. I mean, appropriate T-shirt at the very least. But are you going to be partaking in Mercedes action?
I hope I do. I want to make my country proud. I want to bring happiness to my country, just like in the World Cup in 2014. I was bringing the happiness this race. I was 3rd place. Thank you, Virgil Williamson, to been it in the tire barrier 5 times plus 20. But iRacing had other thoughts, nefarious plans. I think I'm going to be issuing them a fine statement later on.
Okay, so we've got time for one more question. The random tat that you have on the back of your wall. Are you going to be hugging Goofy, R2-D2, or the things that look like what would happen if I had children?
Oh, there's your answer.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Okay.
Always a Scooby-Doo. He's over there, man. He has to be.
Oh, it's Scooby-Doo, not Goofy. Oh, no, it's Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I see now.
You forgot there is Goofy, Scooby-Doo, and also Vivi from another game, which I'll
To be
not
fair,
mention
when
to
you
guys,
zoom
though.
that in, it looks like Winnie the Pooh, which means that would also be demonetized completely
I
in
had a
China.
Winnie the Pooh. I had a Winnie the Pooh when I was a kid.
Okay,
Not
great.
anymore.
Again, Hugo, we'll just cut all this out in post, okay? If you just get the one shot of the background without the beanie, that would be great. But Lorenzo Bonka, thank you very much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Will Vincent. Oh, sorry. What was your name, really? I forget. You've been gone since the Rock Age.
I don't even remember your name at this stage. I can't even say what just came to my head. I'll get into even more trouble. But thank you very much, Lorenzo. We'll talk to you potentially after the next race. We have got the next race coming up soon, actually. So we're looking at can I ask you a serious question here, Arjuna?
Sure.
If you were a driver that drives for an energy drink company, would you not deliberately download this car to basically look at the car in intricate detail, get your memo pad out, and start writing protest after every single part that you think might be a little bit out of place?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I'm still amazed that we got the F1 car.
We're not allowed to call it F1.
Oh, true. It's the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team vehicle. There we go.
Correct. Yes.
For 2021.
Yes. Thank you. So yeah, apparently there's a motor race going on this weekend, which shall we talk about the human rights a great race that took place last weekend?
Are we allowed to without getting in even more trouble than we already are?
I mean, have you got your beeper out? It's complete and utter beep. Yeah, that. I'm very sorry, but
It was
frankly.
It was a mess.
Yeah, you can't even blame Tyler on that one. We've got practice that's just starting up then at the Red Bull Ring. We've got 15 minutes to fill before qualifying, and then 15 lap race. Oh my word!
Don't worry, we'll be advancing the session. Don't you worry.
Ah, thanks. Hi, Paul Smith. How you doing?
Hello there, everybody. I'm doing all right, thank you. I'm enjoying sucking on nothing because I don't smoke, and having a good time in race control.
How many penalties have you given so far?
Only to Lorenzo by muting him from the server because everybody gets sick of hearing him talking in server.
So you've basically given more penalties out than
Michael Massey.
The motor racing series took place over the weekend then already. And this isn't even a serious event. That is proof, by the way, that he's not actually smoking anything. Smoking is bad, children.
Yes, it's bad for you.
Please do not smoke.
Nothing. I'm just sucking on nothing.
Yeah, there we are. We can't get demonetized for that.
Language.
What? I'm saying I'm sucking on nothing. It's true. There's nothing in this.
We've had sliding in and out, now we've got sucking on nothing. Ah.
Listen, I am a trained therapist because I've got a pipe now. So if anybody needs therapy, I'm as qualified as Dr. Phil. So there you go.
More qualified, some would argue.
This is the first time that I've commentated in so long, and I've just realised how freaky this chair is. Can you hear that, Arjuna?
Yes, I can hear
we
it.
can hear that. Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, so before I actually get back to doing real commentary, order number 1, new chair, please. But Paul, this next race we've got coming up, are we going to be more or less strict than Michael Massey?
Depends, really. I mean, Michael Massey doesn't actually give penalties out. It's not his job, so...
No, what he does is he offers other cars to take voluntary penalties so that they don't have to investigate things.
Which has always gone on in many forms of motorsport, not just Formula 1. It's just that race was the first time we actually heard it in practice.
Yes, you are actually correct on that one. So what we'd like you to do, Paul, is throughout the course of this next race, can you just randomly start talking to drivers and see whether they'll be interested in giving up positions for the sake of it?
We'll see what occurs out there and make some decisions.
Okay.
Just remember, Lorenzo Bondo needs a proper time penalty this time around.
Yeah. Also,
I'll keep an eye.
Seeing as you've actually got your lovely backdrop on, would you like to promote your Twitch channel?
Yeah, so certainly that is twitch.tv/SmilerBull. That's SmilerBull.
And of course, you can also see what's coming up in iRacing in 2024, which is going to be the new train model as well.
Trust me, if anybody follows me in a race, they're already in a train.
Brought to you by Jarno Trulli. Well, thank you very much. There we are.
Thank you very much.
Even in Comic Sans as well. Thank you very much, Paul. Arjuna. Because apparently we also have to say things in... Oh, there we are. It's a Petronas Ineos sponsored car, not sponsored by one company. They were sponsored by a company for about a week, and then people kicked off. And now they're not sponsored by that company anymore. But a happy day indeed it is.
It was. I will say, it shows what shambles the British media is in, that apparently it was Lewis Hamilton's fault that deal got signed in the first place.
Yeah, precisely.
Sir Lewis Hamilton, to give him his proper title.
Yes, Sir Lewis Hamilton. I mean, actually, we probably want to give him his proper title, because you get a really stupid one when you get knighthood. So you are a knight of the realm, yada, yada, yada. We're at the Red Bull Ring in a Mercedes open-wheeled car, because that's what we're doing in 2021. You could follow us on Twitter if you really wanted to, by the way, at RaceSpotTV. You can also like us on Facebook, facebook.com/RaceSpotTV.
Oh. That's a spinneroonie.
Is that a Red Bull helmet on that car?
It certainly looks like it.
Yeah, it did. And we have an Instagram as well, apparently, now, Arjuna.
We do. I don't really, know how many people follow it, but it's a thing.
Have we got an OnlyFans yet?
No. Because they wanted to ban the content that we wanted to put on there.
Okay, got ya. But of course, we're still available on YouTube. Well, you're on YouTube because you're watching this video. Unless it's been clipped and made into a meme, which we're doing, of course, after we've done our testing. This is still the test, isn't it? The actual race starts in an hour.
We're not live, don't worry.
Okay, cool. So, yeah. Tyler Maxson on board with him. Tyler Maxson, is he actually even allowed to do this? He's a Hyundai driver.
I thought you were going to talk about the fact that he's too young to be racing right now. They wouldn't give him a super license.
Yeah, true. Super licenses only given to people that have enough money, like crazy people with billionaire fathers, but not drivers who have actual talent racing in other series around the world.
And by the way, if you do have a billionaire father, send us a message. You can help fund RaceSpotTV.
Yeah,
we'll
even say nice things about your we wouldn't actually say nice things.
No, we wouldn't.
I mean, to be fair, their driving standards are so bad, it makes what's the Dallara Dash called these days?
It got a new name to the Dallara Dash Pimax series.
Yeah, that makes that driver makes that series look like it is the highest motorsport echelon in the world.
Look at this fancy race car driver with his LEDs, his direct drive wheel, his wheels on the wall behind him. Real racing drivers.
Surely he's not allowed to have that Porsche wheel. I think he should donate that Porsche wheel to URI because he's clearly not allowed to have that with his driver. And also, look how much money he's got a Dyson. He's got a Dyson air blower.
Oh, he does. I was wondering what that was. Racing car drivers. I tell you what, let's disturb the racing car driver now. If we can.
Yeah. Hi, racing car driver. We want to know something very serious. Why do you have a Dyson air blower?
Because it is about 7,000 degrees in this room.
I really want to make more jokes about blowing, but you're far too young for us to be talking about them. You're driving a Mercedes. Are you going to get into trouble with your actual motor racing team?
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, he's driving a BMW in January, so...
Yeah, true. Talking of that, I was actually going to come and see that race if it was last year. I'm not going to come this year, so sorry.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Should book a ticket.
I could,
will you book our tickets? You can sell the Dyson and do that instead.
Sell the Dyson, sell that Porsche one, because you're clearly not allowed to have that one. And then, I mean, surely you can add us to, like, your posse, can't you? I'll change a tyre. Don't know which tyre it's going to be and when, but I'll change a tyre.
I cannot break a car. I can't help fix it, but I can help break the car. That's for
You know what we need to do, Arjuna? We need to basically do Magnus Racing before they had to stop doing Magnus Racing.
Yes, the original meme team.
Yeah, the original meme team. We'll go to Dubai, point our camera, of course, into the sweltering hot pit box, and we'll do Magnus Racing. And there you are. Those are your sponsors. You just trebled your sponsorship money there, Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, well, what do you mean sponsorship money? That's a foreign term. Never quite heard of that.
That's why you need us, because you need sponsorship dollars. So you need Will and myself.
Exactly. There we go.
At the front of the garage, you know, you get yourself 20 Duran at a time, and there we are. You got enough money to buy yourself a popsicle at the end of the race. Popsicle. I'm not allowed to say. Okay, so just as a reminder, you know, after this, we're not allowed to talk about sucking, blowing, and popsicles in the same kind of interview. Okay?
Or going in and out of stuff.
Yeah, no sliding in and out, no popsicles, no blowing, no sucking. Okay, so Tyler, we're gonna redo this one when we actually get to the proper race later on. Okay, so thanks very much for that. The sounds look absolutely fine. The picture looks fine. So we'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay?
Sounds good.
Cool. Cheers. Make your day a happy. Is it that bad? The racing at the Red Bull Ring. They had to have positive mental health images.
That reminds me, I forgot to ask you when we were at Knockhill. There was an ad for blackcircles.com. Is that an actual website in the UK?
You know what? I'm going on there right now. If I'm going to get into trouble in a minute, aren't I?
you're on a watch list, that's for sure. It is a real thing.
Black Circles are click and fit tyres. So basically, they're a Scottish version of Quick Fit, which we have in the UK, or AutoZone, the way you compare it to America.
I like the Black Circles name though. That is as, I mean, we're here on Friday Night Meme Time, right? That's pretty close to as memey as you can get.
Yep.
That's a spin.
That's a spin. Yep. I like the fact that Mikel Garcia basically has a Mercedes-looking livery without it being a Mercedes-looking livery. Right up.
Yes. Drama about this car, of course. I blame the people that ruined it for us.
Yeah. So are they actually allowed to have custom paints on this? Or is it a bit like in the Williams when it first came out, where you're not actually allowed to use a custom skin or something?
So it's even more strict than that, because even with the Williams, hypothetically, you could just throw a TGA into the folder and it would load it. Now they've actually, changed the code so that even if there's a TGA, it won't load it. Now, the problem with that is, you know what we had this past week with a Cup of Nations, which ran in the FW31. I think Williams is pretty glad that that update didn't happen before, because that would have ruined all of the hard work that they had done on the liveries. I can tell you for a fact that Williams might hopefully get that changed, because they are happy for custom liveries to be applied to the FW31. That is straight from Williams Esports.
Yeah, and also, I mean, let's be honest, that Williams car now is about old enough that even Haas won't be able to get anything useful out of that car.
It's almost a teenager.
Yeah, it is almost a teenager. Give it a couple more years, he'll be able to order a drink in a bar and everywhere apart from America. But Mikel
He's already
Garcia,
got the attitude down, don't worry. The snarky attitude.
Oh God, yeah. I will say, actually, to be serious, just for one moment on this broadcast, really, really sad news about, of course, Frank Williams. And I think the thing about that the most is that, you know, Eddie Jordan was the kind of last of the rock star privateers, but Frank Williams was the last of the true privateers, especially how long he was able to stay in the game before, you know, and let's be honest, it was more COVID-19 than anything else. That was the death knell for that team because of the fact that they just simply didn't have the sponsorship money coming in at the right time. I mean, well, we talked about this during Cup of Nations, and Paul Smith went on and on in the best way possible. Just so many memories that he has of Sir Frank and all the legacy that he's left. Of course, people will know him most for Williams F1, but he was in Formula One even before Williams F1. He's been across of motorsport as well, Le Mans, endurance racing, so many different things. And yeah, it really sucks. I mean, the last couple of years have been rough. There have been so many great motorsports names that have passed. Even, you know, yesterday, Al Unser passing as well. It's just, you remember what memories that these drivers have created for us, and that's what motorsports is about, right? It's about the friendships, the memories, and everything that you build as a result of it. The winning is secondary at the end of the day. Yes, winning is great, but it's the journey that really matters. Agreed. To get into a little bit of a meme, it's not been a good year. It's been a bit of a crap year, to be honest, with some of the people we've lost in motorsports this year. But, well, we'll cut that into another piece, shall we? Let's get back to preparing for this MEMEtime broadcast. The Yartian, he's finished, I think. Yeah, he is, isn't he? Number one driver, 105.324 in this race. It is really bad about these liveries because, I mean, I'm sure some people, have they also like banned certain hues of red and blue and yellow yet? No, you are allowed to do some stuff in the paint booth. So hopefully it isn't going to be just the Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 vehicle passes the Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 vehicle, but it's not going to be easy for us. That is an understatement. Yeah, it is. Actually, it's one of those things where I remember back before training paint was a huge thing, it would almost be a case of, to make it very simple, everyone just paint the car a different colour. Then we can say the green car passes the blue car, and the blue car passes the yellow car, which is great. Because that's what I was doing when I was 4 years old. I could talk about different coloured cars. It was easy. And then I started watching Formula One, and that's probably what got me to the point that I ended up smoking 20 cigarettes a day. Don't smoke children, it's very bad. It's all Formula One's fault. Yeah, no, I was going to say you can blame Formula One with that. Practice is done, so I think we're going to get some qualifying. Now, is it solo car qualifying, or have they made this interesting? And we have no idea. I mean, let's be honest. We've got Tyler Maxson doing it, and Paul Smith. I mean, Paul's great. But it was all done by Tyler in terms of the server setup. Yes, so no, it's all Tyler's fault. They might be jumping into a Mazda MX-5 in a minute. Okay, so it is solo car qualifying. I can confirm that. Now the question will be, they're already on the DRS. How do you do this? So 10 minutes, you get 4 laps, 4 flying laps. It's open setup, so you surely go out there for 1 quick lap, you reset yourself, which in effect means 2 laps have counted, because as soon as you cross the start-finish line, the second lap... You get 2 runs, basically. Yes, because of the way the ERS works. So basically, because when you go into qualifying boost, it will dump the battery, and you cannot, like we see in other iRacing events where your first couple of laps are where you build up, and maybe the 3rd lap is the flying lap. Here, the first lap is where the business gets done. Yeah. You know what? We've got solo car qualifying. We haven't got any commercials lined up. Can we just go on board with a driver's Hugo? We'll just overdub this one afterwards. No. I think what we have to call it is, what do we call it? Turn it up? No. It's RaceSpotTV fan immersion. Okay, we'll go fan immersion then. Yeah, I'm very sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after this. Let's see some RaceSpotTV fan immersion. Run, run, run. Okay, we're going to switch to another driver, I think, Hugo.
What a wonderful engine noise that was.
Yeah, it's really nice, actually. I wish still, of course, I go back to the olden days when it was flat 10s, V10s even, and, you know, when you actually have the choice of, do you want to have a V6, a V8, a V10, or Ferrari? Let's get a V12 engine, make our car really heavy, and then wonder why we've not won a world championship.
Shots fired by Will Vincent there.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, at the same time, you know, we are at the end of the hybrid era, so, you know, I think this is not the hybrid era, but this kind of era of car. Are we calling it the hybrid era, or we're just calling it the era where Mercedes won everything?
I think we can call it the latter. Although, I mean, if Verstappen can do it, maybe this weekend, maybe it's not going to be that era anymore. Maybe it's the era where they won all but one. Let's disturb Tyler Maxson, by the way, because he's about to qualify and we can't let him do a good lap.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, instead of actually doing an interview, let's do fan immersion first. Let's go on board with him as he comes down. Okay, so we'll get C on board first, and then we'll get the interview afterwards. Okay, so
turn up the engine.
Not a bad lap, actually. The P7, not bad, actually. Is he P7? Yeah, he is P7.
He did that thing again where he improved but didn't actually improve his position.
I love that as a commentator. Yep, so it's improved, but it didn't improve his time. Now, is he doing his slowdown laps then to just recharge that battery? And then
no, he's done. He's done.
Oh, he's done. And he's doing that whole thing of let's just drive in the middle of the racetrack. But he can do that because, I'm very sorry. Red Bull, I think, have just put a complaint in. We need to talk to race control. I think Red Bull have put a complaint in about these drivers running in the middle of the racetrack and also doing starts. So they want Hamilton to get a 10-place grid penalty in Dubai. Abu Dhabi, sorry.
They've also asked Alexander Albon to jump onto iRacing to demonstrate what these cars are doing.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So we'll get race control to sort that one out, see if they're going to issue any black flags. But Tyler, good lap.
Thanks. Yeah, that's I'm going to say the hardest lap of my life, since with the way I have my audio set up right now, you were about 3 times as loud as the car actually was, so I was going on red lights for that entire lap.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Red lights built into your steering wheel there.
Yes, in the sim. No, just in the sim, and I was watching those red lights.
You're so fancy you've got a Dyson air blower, but you don't have a steering wheel that has lights on it.
Okay, I'm too close to it. I can't see it.
Racing drivers and their excuses, man.
Yeah, they make them up all the time. We've got 2.5 minutes worth of qualifying, so you're still doing laps here. Oh, so you're actually going into a grid box, and this is also illegal. Doing a start.
Oh, I broke in the gearbox.
Oh, you figured out? Yeah, no. It's not easy getting these cars off the line when you absolutely bollocks the clutch.
No, yeah, that's because I've done 3 practice starts now and slipped the clutch like crazy on all of them.
Oh, by the way,
you're not allowed to talk about slipping, okay? When you do this interview properly, no slipping, no blowing, no sucking.
Did you realize, Will, that there's been a 10-second penalty to car 59?
Really? What's that
Yes.
for?
Just because his name is Jack Styles.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, we've got another
Yes.
another commentator. Jack doesn't know these cars. He only talks about Indy cars, though.
He's having to adapt, I guess.
Okay, yeah. This is what we like to call like the season test. Is that what we're doing then? Like a development race for these people?
Yes, basically.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I need to enunciate a little bit more. That was really bad. So give me a second. So Jack Styles then, RaceSpotTV commentator in the number 59 car, unfortunately has a 10-second penalty, but is turning a lap here in that, actually I would say, nicely red, black and red car. Although I say that, there's a period of time, we talked about the different car colours for the old Formula 1 World, no, I can't say Formula 1, the old World Championship Grand Prix Series by iRacing. You ended up with half the grid with red, black and white cars for about 3 years in a row. And then just Team Redline cars alongside that. Oh, and the Apex cars.
I have nothing to add other than, did you know Hugo Luis is a former iRacing world champion?
2011. You know what happened after that? I started commentating. You know what happened after I started commentating?
Boy.
Hugo Luis never was actually... No, actually, he was good in 2012 and 13. And then they went to the McLaren. And basically, I think it was his home race, Hugo, in Brazil, when he finished something like 16th. And it was just like, screw this. I'm not doing this anymore. I can be better off basically doing pretend race car cameras.
I have a question for you since we're talking about Interlagos. Can you pronounce the final corner?
Yunsao.
That's better than I pronounce it.
What do you call it?
I try to say that, but I don't get close when I'm under pressure.
Okay.
Yunsao is fine when the pressure's not on. When the pressure's on, then all, you know, then the... Oh, wow. Hugo Luis in our ears.
Yeah.
Was that on broadcast as well? That's the question.
Yeah. We've got a starting grid up on our screen. Yaltine, Scandinavia, he's Finnish. Oh, that's actually interesting because I don't know whether the Finnish like to be called. Is he Finnish or is he Scandinavian? No, he's going to have to be Scandinavian because Finland are on our own club. So I'm just...
He's Finnish, I
off
believe.
either way, yeah.
No, he's Norwegian. He's Norwegian. That's what he is.
Oh, yeah, that's it. So I've completely ruined this one. So let's start again. Starting grid then. Yaltine, 103.716. Matteo Ugolotti from Italy, 2 tenths to a second back. Nicholas Bowe in third place. Fraser Smith in fourth. Mark Stevens and Ryan Littlemore round out your top 6. You know Ryan Littlemore commentated in this for a while as well.
Did he?
Yeah, carry on with
Wow.
the grid.
Then you've got Jelle Bielin in 7th alongside Lorenzo Bonker in 8th, RaceSpot's own. Hopefully he gets a penalty as well. Marshall Stanley, Tyler Maxson on the edge of the top 10. Hyundai factory driver, Tyler Maxson. I don't know if he's allowed to be driving this Mercedes. Gianpaolo Filippo Cristini and Niels Teesters, row 6 of this grid.
Oh, is it back to me now?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay, so Matthew Hunter, Taylor, Nicholas Stewardick, Adam Alderton. Well, he's not going to be as good as he did in Rallycross. Mikael Garcia, Jan Hoffman, Norbert Leitner. Let's do it NASCAR style. Back to you, Arjuna.
Jack Mundy and it's the row of Jacks on the edge of the top 20 with Justin Clayton and Connery Maddox, row number 11. Grayson Springer and Dorian Baptiste bring up the top 24.
We got 26 drivers. They quite clearly don't know what they're talking about. It's 20 drivers on the grid, guys. We've got Brazil's Rodrigo Franzoni and then John Creighton from the great state of Ohio.
We have more cars than that, don't we?
Yeah, I think we do. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We have 32.
We have 32, I think.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I see at least 15 rows. So where's the rest of the grid?
Yeah, where's the... well, that's a shame.
Hashtag blame
Okay,
Hugo.
we need to add this one back into post, guys, okay?
Yes, so I'll quickly finish it just so we know. Benjamin Cox, Timothy Brave, Finley Fitzsimmons, Stefan Barris, Shervin Crawford, and Arjun Landman. Oh, and we're racing.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll edit this all in post, don't worry.
Yeah. Look at that. There's a Mercedes car versus a Mercedes car versus a Mercedes car in the air. A Mercedes car spun around as a Mercedes car is battling with a Mercedes car here at the Red Bull pit.
It was Gianpaolo Filippo Cristini. What a name, by the way. Oh! Oh, murders up the hill into what is actually turn number 2.
Yeah. More Mercedes cars, racing against Mercedes car. And you know what? You carry on for a minute. I'm going to www.ams.com.
Down the inside, heading down the hill in towards Schlossgold. That was a pass for, I believe, 5th position as into the infield that they work. It's already a bit of a gap forming. Ugolotti has got past Tyan into 1st position. Now 1.5 separating 2nd and 3rd. It's already into the penultimate corner of Rindt come the top 2 cars. Stevens chasing down Bo for 3rd with Smith hot on his heels. Top 10 cars separated by 6 seconds across the line to complete lap number 1 of 15. It is Ugolotti that leads the way. It was Mercedes on Mercedes murder here on lap number 1 in the Red Bull Ring. Memes abound here on Friday Night Meme Time, the 3rd of our Friday Night Meme Time races. And hopefully this is a fixture of Week 13s for years to come. As oh, that's a big crash for a Mercedes at Red Bull Mobile
it's Connery
Corner.
Maddox.
And it is Connery Maddox.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting you now. I know I shouldn't.
No, we need to shout. We're not being professional enough. We need to shout across at each other more.
Yeah. So this AMS website that I was just on, by the way, I'm really hoping we get a picture of it, because you know those really god awful virtual studios I absolutely hate that they used to do all the time. Basically, the first slide of that is basically like my worst nightmare of virtual studio, with people like in a little box and they're all talking. And it's like, that basically would be someone's idea for a virtual booth for next year, and it will be horrible.
Was that an unsafe rejoin from Connery Maddox?
It must be.
I think so, because he was pushed wide and then, then he rejoined unsafely. I think that's what's happened. Here, though, into the first corner, up the hill they go. This is a battle for 3rd on back. It's hard to tell because, well, it's Mercedes versus Mercedes throughout the entire field.
DRS is open. We've done 2 laps, and now DRS to the left-hand side comes a Mercedes car.
Oh.
We're going to call that one Valtteri. We'll call the other one Max. No, not Max. Lewis. There we are. I really almost got into trouble there, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
We're going to spin her at the back.
It's Jelle Bellin, I believe.
We're going to spin her at the back.
Oh, no, he's
We're going to spin her at the back.
They're still spinning in the back.
We're going to spin her at the back.
Will Vincent, the recording machine has been stuck on loop. I think that's what's happened there. Let's just turn it off and back on again.
Bong.
Is Tyler Maxon up to 8th? I think he is.
Your password.
I think he is. So this is what happened on the exit. Oh, it was just the checkup in front of him. Bit of a sideways moment there. Then all by himself into the wall. I believe that was Niels T. Yes, it was. The number 44. Not blessed, it turns out, that number in this race.
Sorry, can you hear me? I'm just trying to lock myself back in. I've just got the operating system up. I just need to get back into the call, all right?
Okay, get yourself refreshed fully.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
And then Lorenzo Bonder, unfortunately, didn't end up T-boning that car because he's still in this race. Shame. That is a shame. Oh! No, okay, that was what happened before with T-Stews. This is what happens then to Jelle Bellin the 2nd time around. Calamity and chaos ensuing all around him. Oh, and that's Lewis Hamilton and Alex Albon. That's what happened there.
Yeah. That car really does look as though it wanted not to be a Mercedes. We're back to life. Oh, we got a spinner. Oh, we got a spinner.
Oh, this is replays. Oh, thank Christ for that. So what happens to Stalzy here? Oh, he's going to get murdered. Yeah, he's Punterino'd there.
I think that's a bit more than a Punterino. A little bit more than a Punterino. Oh, we got a spinner. Oh, we got a spinner.
Is this the same replay over and over again? I think it is.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Tomatoes. I think that's what the replay person wanted us to look at. There's a really cool advert for tomatoes there.
Oh, yes, no, but also that was a murder.
Yeah, there was.
Yes. Poor Mercedes. Look at.
We're back to live.
Oh, finally on lap 5. Oh, and is that Jarl without a front nose?
Yep,
yes,
it is. Driving like that, the Grand Prix of Human Rights. And okay, replay. Ooh.
Who was that with? That looks like
no, but it reminds me of a moment that happened in the Grand Prix of Human Rights last weekend.
Was that with lap traffic? It's okay. I think we can confirm that Friday Night Primetime will not be the Mercedes, because this is the most difficult race I've ever had to commentate on, and I've commentated on the Cup of Nations.
I've commentated on a race on Monday Night Skippies when they had no, they put it at night time at Mid Ohio.
Oh, wow.
Skip Barber. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But this is about as hard as that right now. The interesting point to note is on that one, we're going to do some proper analysis post-race. What we need to do is note the fact that the driver was in the middle of the racetrack and then moved to the left-hand side. That's different to where the driver at the front was in the middle of the racetrack and left no room on either side for a driver to get past.
We'll put a note down for our production team
Yeah, definitely.
for the post-race.
So the Jarl team leading the way, Stevens in second, Justin Clayton on board of him as they go under the beautiful Tomatoes Bridge. This is about for 6th place on track. Marshall Stanley and Justin Clayton, number 25 and 96. They go underneath the AMS.com bridge. And I do like the fact that every single lap, from lap 6 of this 15-lap race, they remind you to make your day a happy day. Because I'll tell you what, we always talk about race car drivers having to think corner by corner, lap by lap, and they get told that every lap to make their day a happy day. I've got a feeling that at the end of this race, we're not going to see a single driver rage quitting. Rage quitting, not wage quitting, rage quitting.
If only it was that simple. We've already got 3 rage quits. By the way, Mr. Producer Man, can we take a look at Jarl Tyen's front wing? I think he's still got no front wing, but is managing to pull away very slightly from second.
I've got a feeling this might turn up into the Sanjeev Banjari story that they had in NASCAR back in 2010. I think Hugo might just about remember this. When a damaged car, somehow we go, oh, we got a spinner.
That's Finley Fitzsimmons. What a name that is.
No, it's Finley Fitzsimmons 5.
Yeah, okay, yes, no, the
He's
fifth.
got a 5 in his name. Quite clearly, he was born with the name Finley Fitzsimmons 5, and we're back to Mark Stevens. So Jarl Tyen's lost that position.
Yeah, because he definitely doesn't have a front wing. But
Back in 2010, I think it was, 2010 was the first year of the NASCAR World Championship Series. They basically had a driver called Sandeep Banjari who hit a wall somewhere and then somehow became the fastest driver on track. And I think he almost lapped the entire field. I'm sure Hugo Ruiz will confirm my story at some point, because he might just about remember that one. It's a little bit too far back in the history of us, though, so we can't really talk about the history of RaceSpotTV and that great race, because it was broadcast by PSR TV.
Yes, there have been some interesting PSR TV broadcasts, that's for sure. Some of them been scrubbed from the history books.
Yeah. I think they were talking about popsicles and sliding in and out at one point.
Yes, maybe a little bit more explicit than that. Stevens is going slow. Clearly, the trick in this Mercedes is to knock the front wing off your car, because clearly Jarl Tyen doesn't need it. It's just wasted weight.
Yeah. And right now, in Brackley, of course, Mercedes are one of those few teams that aren't based in and around Milton Keynes and Silverstone. Right now in Brackley, someone just started to watch this broadcast live, because you cannot tune into a web broadcast. You're watching this race live.
I forgot to bring that up earlier when we were talking about friends and family joining, because I knew it would trigger you just a little bit.
Yeah. But, sorry. No front wing car faster. Thank you very much, Mr. Producer. But someone in Brackley right now has logged on to YouTube, probably thinks this is like a test session or something, and has realized that all of their aero models that they've been working on for the entire year is wrong. So what's going to happen is Valtteri Bottas is going to have to qualify first place for in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We're going to have Max second, Lewis third. Start of the race, Valtteri Bottas has to stall. Lewis has to run slightly into the rear of Bottas, get that rear wing completely removed, and run the rest of the race without a front wing. That's the way he's going to win the World Championship.
Why not just qualify without the front wing? Because Jarl Tyen through the second part of the infield left-handers.
No, you can't qualify without the front wing. It'll fail tech. He has to have a front wing at the start of the race.
I see. We're really thinking this one through. But Tyen, I mean, back to the race lead.
Yeah. I mean, someone tweet Mercedes F1 right now and let them know what is going on, because
although I will say track limits should probably not talk. Yeah, exactly. What track limits? Michael Massey's going to see this and not just complain about that front wing and give a black and orange flag technically.
Black and white in F1.
Yes, no, black and
in F1. I said F1 twice. Damn it.
Yeah, that's right. So it's black and white. So he's going to get the flag, but he's also going to get dinged for the flagrant abuses of track limits that we're seeing here today.
Yeah. Have you seen the fan fiction, by the way, about Mick Schumacher that keeps going around, and now every sports website that covers motor racing have picked up about Mick Schumacher crashing into the side of Lewis Hamilton's car to defend his father's honor?
No, but now I need to read this.
Yeah, watch that one. Once we've done the post-mix stuff, when we actually get ready for the live broadcast, I'll send it to you on our social media channel or something. It'll be fun.
Going back, by the way, to the race for mental health that we did with Jimmy Brockman a couple of weeks ago. Not only did I race in that in the FTF Artifact Calamity Aurora powered Artifact Racing powered by RaceSpot HPD ARX01, but we had Mr. Southpaw himself, Reese Gardner, reading off Harry Potter fan fiction, and it was rather steamy Harry Potter fan fiction because there was enough money donated. I think that gives us an idea for some future MEMEtime events.
Yeah, I will say one thing. I think Harry got the wrong girl.
Oh wow, we're going into the
Harry got the wrong girl. However, there is not a more beautiful scene in all of the history of movies than when he was fed the mince pie directly into his smoosh.
You know, it's been a long time since I've even read Harry Potter.
Okay. But yeah, Ginny feeding Harry a mince pie.
Which book are we talking about?
It's a greater love scene than Titanic, I'll tell you that one.
Which book is
we're
this?
on board of Marshall Stanley. When we do this one later on, I do like the kind of blurred out camera angle, by the way, at the bottom. So can we make sure that we've got that one in terms of our camera angles? Because I think as well, in fact, yeah, that's perfect. Because that way we're not going to get complaints to the drivers for the fact that they can't actually see what gear they're showing, etc. We don't want to get complaints.
There we go. Mercedes actually requested it look like this, from what I heard.
Yeah. Right, that's absolutely perfect. So if we can just do a lap on board of him, there we go. That's even better.
No, we're in trouble now. We're in trouble now. There we go. There we go.
Visit alphatone.com/fashion to not pick out your Mercedes gear and make sure you get some nice. Are Austrian tomatoes even nice?
It's a good question.
Know. Oh, wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wobble, wobble. Marshall Stanley up to 6th.
Are we allowed to say wiggle because of all the other stuff that we've had banned in this contest already?
Yes, because remember there is a children's group called the Wiggles. I think that's okay. It's allowable.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. So we're lap 12 or 15. So what we're looking at basically then is going to be a 20-minute race that these guys are going to be doing.
Yes.
And yeah, that's actually going to be okay. I think we've got enough. They're not doing a pit stop. That's unfortunate. If we can force them to do a pit stop.
We can force them to do that now.
Yeah, can we get race control on the line, please, and tell all the drivers they need to do a pit stop in the next 2 laps?
It's meme control. We're not calling it race control.
Sorry, yeah,
yes.
meme control.
Oh, we're doing this just like a certain other esports championship where they don't actually do the races live.
Yeah, okay, got ya.
Yeah. Oh, race leader, still no nose.
No front nose. Did he have a slowdown penalty there? Did he actually finally go outside of track limits?
Maybe, but I don't know what all those engineers at Brackley have been doing all this time. If that car is able to perform like this without a nose on.
Okay, beautiful camera angle there. I think this should be. You know what?
They've
done all of this work. They've done all of this work for the 2022 car. All they needed to do was just knock the front wing off. Let's go back to the 1960s. Job done.
I mean, when you've got all the downforce.
Jesus, that's scary.
Oh, the helmet. Yes, that's like. Oh, that's Venom. That's who it is. The Tom Hardy dude.
Yeah. Never realized I was going to get Tom Hardy in this race today. That was pretty
know.
Cool.
He is a racing fan, from what I know. Not as big as Michael Fassbender, but still.
Yeah. Of course, you know, now they've got to be interviewed by Martin Brundle if they go into the grid. So it's going to be fun. I still think though that what they need to do is have Kimi Räikkönen become a pit reporter.
Oh, that would be so great.
Do the grid walk in place of Martin Brundle.
That would be great, because he's just going to go up to someone and go, "Hey, you on the dock?" No? Okay, bye-bye.
So, are you qualified P6? Why are you so bad at driving?
My favorite response about this weekend is Kimi was asked who's going to win. The one who has more points.
The one who goes fastest around the corners. Maybe Mazepin wins if he learns how to drive.
He was also asked what he thought about Jeddah, last week's race, and he's like, I don't care. I'm not coming back here. Oh, final lap. Okay, so that now we know. This is how long it's taken when we do this again.
Yeah.
When we do it live.
Right on board. There's the driver car. I'm looking at Mark Stevens. I'm just going to get this one in so we can put it in post in case we mess up with the real thing.
Okay.
So looking on board then, Mark Stevens. This is battle for the race lead. Stevens looking for a way over Jarl Teen. Of course, Teen has been running the majority of this race without the front wing, but the issue is they've got lap traffic coming up, and that could really hurt the aerodynamics of this Mercedes even. As they work themselves now, second half of the lap, and of course the second half of this lap is a little bit more aero dependent, and Stevens, he spins it. He's down to 4th. It means that Jarl Teen is just moments away from winning the deciding factor of this race.
Here's what happened. Down the hill in towards Schlossgold, just deep under the brakes as he tried to close, running himself wide, trying to maintain the momentum. Bounces over the inside curb, and around she goes.
Put that one into post, that's great. And there we are, across the start finish line, no front wing, no rear wing, 3 wheels, oh my word.
Matteo Ugolotti, can we report a murder to 911, please?
Yeah. But Jarl Teen wins the race with no front wing or rear wing. There we are then looking. This is Matteo, this is Jarl Teen, final corner.
Winning moment.
Loses the front wheel, loses the rear wing, somehow still wins the race. Bam!
For sim racing drama, we should check to make sure that Matteo Ugolotti hasn't broken the wrists of Jarl Teen.
Yeah. Well, of course, even in sim racing with the full feedback turn up, that can be horrible. I've heard some drivers getting fractures in the past.
Zach Campbell may or may not have broken Craig Williams' wrists during the IRX All-Star Invitational. May or may not, as the battle between the RaceSpot commentators comes to the line. Well, our graphic doesn't even know who finished in front there. As up and over, chaos.
Tell you what, we don't need fireworks. We've got people doing burnouts. We should get that as a feature. Get all the drivers to do burnouts at the end of the race, and basically it means you get some really good scenic shots.
Yep, no, I agree. Interesting race there.
You own the racetrack. When you own a racetrack, how can you not actually get the word Spielberg onto one line? Why do they have to be so stupid? They have Spiel, line break, Berg.
Because they want to emphasize. They want the emphasis there. Spielberg.
Okay, that's a great scenic shot, Hugo. So if we do that one, and there we are. Fade out, fade out. Okay, great. So, Jarl Teen, can we get some music actually, please, Hugo?
And cue it again. Do it again.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. So then, Jarl Teen takes victory by 4.8 seconds over Fraser Smith after we see a change for positions in the final lap of the race. Matteo Ugolotti in 3rd place, Mark Stevens in 4th, and Jelly Beelan rounds out your top 5. Matthew Hansford Taylor in P number 6. Whoa, wait a minute. Australia, New Zealand, at this time of night, it's what, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning for them now? Matthew
the
racing
weekend.
with a cup of Joe.
It's the weekend though, Paul.
Yeah.
Paul, Will, I'm in trouble.
More with Paul than me, I think. Okay, let's go back to it. Matthew Hansford Taylor in P number 6. Gianpolo Filippi Cristini in 6th. Jan Hoffman, Finley Fitzsimmons 5, and Jack Stiles rounds out your top 10. Fastest lap of the day set by Matteo Ugolotti on lap number 2. 13 drivers finishing on the lead lap today. We then got 5 drivers finishing 1 lap down, 1 driver 2 laps down, and the rest of the drivers had what we'll call a little bit of difficulties here today. So, we're going to get interviews after this. We're just going to, I don't know. Oh God, there's more drivers, isn't there?
A lot more.
Yeah. How many do we need? 32, 35? Yeah, whatever.
I mean, it's clearly meme control didn't get the memo that's a 20-car grid.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. 32 cars.
Yeah. We're not doing national anthems because that will get us done.
Actually, no. we can use our brand new license with Universal Production Music.
There we are. Great point. Okay, so we'll do this interview then with Jake Styles. Jake, well done, Dan. It's been a bit of a tough day for you, but you finished P10 here in the Mercedes Fest at the alternate branded ring.
Well, I must ask, first of all, I don't know what the penalty was about. I'm quite disappointed in that. But
you're driving at a racetrack that's owned by an energy drink company who feels they're being treated unfairly. In fact, if you look right there, we just showed you why you got your penalty. You're driving on the straight, in a straight line, and you didn't provide enough room on your left-hand side to let a driver go past. That was the reason for your penalty.
Incredible.
Okay, well, I'll argue that in the steward's room, but there we go. No, it was a good race.
Do you not understand how dangerous that was, allowing a driver to pass you on the left-hand side?
I know.
No, by the way, Spielberg!
I can't argue with that, unfortunately, but there we go. It happens. 10th place, I'll take it from 20th on the grid and no practice.
Okay. When we do this one for the actual race, can you be a bit more energetic about that, please? I'm going to ask you the question again. So, Jake Styles, well done. You got yourself P10 here today at Spielberg after what we're going to call very, very poor form driving in the practice session, which gave you a penalty. You're able to come back up to P10. How was it in the end?
I don't know why the penalty was given. That was pathetic, but there we go. It happens. It was an all right day. We damage limitation and 10th place. I'll take that.
Okay, stop. Sorry, I'm just getting a word in my ear from race control. They don't want you to badmouth the stewards. Otherwise, they're going to
right. Okay.
You're going to ask that question again. So, Jake Styles, you come home 10th place here today after you had a lot of issues at the start of practice when you went yourself too far to the left-hand side of the racetrack, and that got you the ire of the stewards for dangerous driving. But you come back for P10 in the end. How was it for you?
It was an all right day. I mean, what I did was wrong. I'll hold my hand up, but there we go. It happens. Move on. I was having a good fight with Jan, but everything got in the way. So there we go. Move on. Next race.
Okay. So now they're saying that when you say it happens, it sounds a bit too much like something else, so I'm gonna have to ask you that one more time, okay? So, Jake Styles, you come home 10th place here today. Practice didn't really go your way. Dangerous driving, being too far on the left-hand side of the racetrack, but you raced P10. How was it for you?
It was good. It was a good day. It happens, but there we go. We'll move on.
You said it again!
I know.
Let's just cut the interview off. We'll tell you what, we'll talk to you next time. Thank you very much, Jake Styles.
Thank you.
This is the reason why, Arjuna, these drivers need to have media training before they're actually allowed to come to sim racing.
Imagine that was a commentator as well.
I know, right? I mean,
shocking.
They do it for some of the esports series at the top level, but I think they should put it now in terms of the actual, that little school that they're all supposed to do before they jump into a Legends car or something and an MX-5 and they drive around. They should be forced to actually do media training, and I think that will really improve the quality of the drivers we have.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we just need to be. I mean, just like we have commentary school for drivers. I mean, maybe Will, you can put together a booklet for the esports drivers.
I would say that, but I'm writing about 5 booklets at the moment. Oh, look at that beautiful, beautiful shot.
This was right before the murder.
What I don't understand is it seemed to be. If we can we rewind that a few seconds? It looks like there's static on the right rear camera. So we're going to see it spinning around. That's fine. It looks like there's static at one point, like a TV signal gone wrong on those rear view cameras.
I'm waiting to see. Waiting to see. We'll edit this out, of course. We'll make it proper.
Meanwhile, we're going to talk to Connery Maddox again. Connery, you partook in all 3 of the races. We asked you which one was going to be the most fun. You said it was going to be here with the Mercedes at the A1 ring. So how did it feel for you at the end, racing here at the Oshus ring after all of this fun racing we've had today?
Well, I've got to say, first for all, I think the race control need to look at this whole entire issue of people pushing others off the track. It's certainly not a problem that the real guys have in the real world. It's a sim racing exclusive problem, and I think it needs to be sorted out.
Sorry, Connor. Race control, meme control has asked that you don't criticize their decision making. We need to do that again.
Okay, yeah, okay. So Connery Maddox, it was great talking to you, of course, earlier on. You said that this race at the A1 ring was going to be the one that you looked forward to the most. When you've put it all together in the end, do you still think that this was your most fun event?
I don't think I had anything together today, Will. I never have anything together whatsoever, not even in sim racing, just in life in general. So I think the TCR event sort of turned out the best for me. At least I got some racing and some laps in that one. The other two, unfortunately, didn't really go to plan.
Now, I'm going to ask you a very specific question. On your radiator behind you, you have a red blob. Can you explain to us what the purpose of this red blob is, please?
I'll be honest, I have no idea. It is a magnet. I have no idea why it's there.
Professional commentator, we can't hear him half the time he spoke right there.
So yeah. It's a magnet. So I forgot I have push to talk, because I don't usually have push to talk on my commentary. So it's a magnet. I have no idea why it's there. It's just a magnet.
Okay, if you just do us a favor and put it back on, please, because we're going to need it when we do this final shot. Thank you.
Okay.
Just for continuity's sake, thank you, Connor.
Yes.
There we go. We got it.
Perfect.
We got it. A professional racing drive. I just seen the lower third.
So, Mr. Maddox, of course, it's 13 weeks' time we're going to do this all over again. What car choices would you like to have when we do this next time?
I don't know. New car at new track. That's all I'm going to say. New car, new track.
Jesus Christ. I mean, do you know? Like,
I know.
How does he do all this commentary stuff? That's the most basic answer I've heard.
You gave him such a great question, and he killed you with the answer there.
Right. Okay. Let's not use him when we do that actual thing. Okay?
Yeah, we'll cut that one out.
The first one when he's got the headshot on, and let's not do that. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Maddox. We'll talk to you next time. Thank you very much. Really, really great answers from you there. Thank you.
It's great seeing you back, Will.
Cheers. So how long have we got until we actually go live for this one?
Half an hour.
Okay, half an hour. So I'm just going to practice a wrap up right now. Do you want to do? Should we do a little bit when I talk to you, you talk to me, and then I do the wrap up, or should we just do straight to wrap up?
We can do a bit of talking quickly. Preview 2022.
Yeah, certainly. Okay. La 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 da 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 da. Dun, dun, da, da,
it would help if we had
dun,
the music
dun,
from Hugo.
Dun, 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 da, da, dun, 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 da, da, dun, dun, dun. Okay, there we are. And 3, 2, 1, go. So I did a really, really fun racing there. On Friday night, MEMEtime prime time on RaceSpotTV. At the end of it, we learned a very important lesson. If you want to have a Formula 1 car, make sure it comes without a front wing.
And maybe even a rear wing, as y'all tried to prove to us at the end there. But clearly the engineers at Brackley missed that vital thing. I think you're right. We're going to see Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton working together this weekend. Lewis Hamilton will be without a front wing out of turn 1 on lap number 1. He'll win the World Championship. That's what we've learned here tonight.
And most importantly as well, we're really looking forward to see this car in action in Abu Dhabi alongside another car as well, which is sponsored by the energy drink company that is due to buy out the A1 ring any week now.
Yes, now that's been a deal long in the making, so it's exciting that's happening. Of course, don't forget, many energy drink companies out there. We had the Monster Energy, Watkins Glen, Rich Energy, I know is a very popular one as well. So whatever energy drink you want to be consuming this weekend, because of course, on the west coast of the US here, I'm going to be up at 5 a.m. to watch this race on Sunday at Abu Dhabi.
By the way, have I ever told you the story of one of the places I used to work at in London, where the exact phrase was, "We don't have any Red Bull, but would you like a can of ice cold pussy?"
Oh, God.
There's an energy drink called Pussy, which in the supermarkets, they have to spell P-U***Y. I want them to sponsor an F1 car next year. I said F1 again, damn it.
It's okay.
I want them to sponsor a motor racing car next year.
Now, what we'll do is we'll get the ISOWC in 2022 to be sponsored by them. That's the plan.
Perfect. I think that went really well. Of course, what we can't do is we can't show the results for each of the races. That would just be a bit too much work. I think really good track action there. Let's do the wrap up. Hugo, new music, please, in 5, So on New Year's Eve, it'll be Alabama versus Cincinnati in the Sugar Bowl, and in the Peach Bowl, it is going to be Michigan taking on Georgia. Sorry, wrong broadcast. Let's start that one again.
What we do need to make sure, Will, is we update the title of this video, this broadcast, to say 18+, and make sure that no kids watch it.
Yeah, definitely. 18+, also very, very serious broadcast needs to be put on there as well. Yeah, great. Okay. Music, please, in 3, 2. So that is it. That is all we got time for here, unfortunately, on week 13 Meme Time Prime Time. 3 great races showcasing some incredible racing talent across the field. We thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to talk to you all next time. Goodbye from the A1 ring.
Mm-hmm.